Looking for a fun hit and run deck to get you through until Chilling Reign? Well, Mienshao might just be the deck for you. Welcome back everyone to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch and today we're taking a look at Mienshao. Yes, one of those Pokemon from Battle Styles which I hadn't featured yet, which probably deserves a look in. Mienshao is a very cool Pokemon with a really interesting deck list. Spinning Whip is the attack that Mienshao is going to be using for us in this deck. It deals 90 damage for a fighting and a colorless, and we can power that up using our Rapid Strike energy. And it also confuses our opponent's Pokemon and then shuffles all of the cards attached to Mienshao into the deck. That means that we can hit into our opponent and then run away, keeping our attackers safe for later. I've got a couple of cards in this deck to try and help us out when we do lose our Mienshaos. We can potentially head into Altaria. Obviously, the Miraculous Charm ability on this one is very, very useful, allowing us to not be hit by V or GX Pokemon. Or if we're playing up against something else, maybe in the early game when we're still trying to get our board set up, we can head into our Lily's Pokedolls. I always say Clefairy Doll. I don't know. There must have been a printing of that at some point. I've no idea why I keep saying it. Which is going to allow us some extra time whilst our opponent takes knockouts. They're not going to be taking prizes thanks to this Pokedoll's ability. Consistency-wise, we also use Pidgeotto in this deck to help us draw through. In the late game, the Airmail ability will allow us to find not only our Mienshaos and energy, but also the basics that we have to put back into the deck as well. We're going to need to keep replenishing them, and the longer the game goes on, the better Pidgeotto is going to get. Once more, the deck list is on the screen. If you'd like to take a look, you can feel free to copy that one down, or it is in the description. You can copy that one directly into PTCGO and import it. Give it a crack, see how you go. Whilst you're there, make sure you like the video. If you like the video, then I like you as a person. We can be friends. Okay, so this start is acceptable. We can play the Pidgeon Pass. A decent start in the sense that we have some potential draw support. We didn't find any of the basics that we needed this turn. Going first, this deck can be a little bit awkward. I would have much preferred if I could have used a supporter that turn, but you know, sometimes it just doesn't happen that way. But on the plus side, we do have Pidgeys. We've got lots of Pidgeys, which is good. And we can always Marnie next turn as well. And another big plus for us is that we are up against Eternatus. Obviously, Mienshao can deal twice as much damage with Spinning Whip against Eternatus VMAX. Eternatus is weak to fighting, so we can hit for weakness, which means we're going to be two-hitting this thing. There's that beep again. There's that infernal beep that is driving me up the wall. Hopefully that can be fixed soon. You're just going to have to live with it for a minute, I'm sorry. So yeah, we should be okay. This Marnie, not too bad. Of course, it depends on what we draw into. If it's a dead hand, then you will never see this, but that's okay. We'll just shuffle this in and see what we can find. Okay, this is acceptable. We've got a draw supporter, we've got a Lily's Pokedoll. We're good to at least do something. Another Pidgey. Oh, do I play that down or not? I don't think so. 3 is enough. Surely. Surely 3 is enough. And on the plus side, look at that. We've managed to find a level ball and a Pidgeotto, which is fantastic. So we can play this level ball. We can grab ourselves a Swablu. I think that's a good call. We can play that down and then attach Capture Energy, which will get us our Mienfoo. And then we can get ourselves a Pidgeotto and draw a couple of extra cards with Airmail. Or one extra card, anyway. Quick Ball, I think, is better. I'm going to grab that. I'm not going to use it just yet. I think we're just going to pass there. We're just slowly going to accumulate resources. Our opponent has to take 6 knockouts, so they need to play 6 boss essentially if they want to get around every single Pokedoll that we have, which they are not going to be able to do. Realistically, they cannot expect to do that every time. So we do have the opportunity to play this one a little bit slower. We do obviously have to worry about that wheezing, which will turn off our abilities, but I think we can manage it as long as we can start cycling Mienfoo and Mienshao at some point. This should go all right. But we'll wait and see. You never know with these kind of things. We may just stumble into the abyss and never be able to get out of it again. So we'll wait and see. An escape rope, I'm going to put the Pokédoll in the active. My gut feeling is that they're going for the Weezing, and they are. So they will take the knockout. Oh, pardon me. They'll take the knockout. And then we're going to need to get Mienshao this turn. We can knock out this Weezing because it's weak to fighting as well. We're just not going to be able to do it with Airmail, which is a bit disappointing. I've just suddenly got a frog in my throat the second that I start talking. I've done no talking all day, and it's been fine, and then suddenly I record a video and this happens. So this is fine. We've got an interesting choice to make though. Let's quick ball away the Bird Keeper, I think, and grab another. Let's just grab the Mew, actually. We can just thin the entire... We can thin it out of the deck. We don't need to worry about cycling just yet, as long as we can remove as many Weezings as possible. We don't find the Mienshao here, but we've got the level ball, so we can search it out. I forgot that I had 90 HP. It's lucky. So we will get the Spinning Whip knockout here. And we also have Altaria if we want it. We'll Spinning Whip, take a prize. We won't be attacking next turn, but that's okay. We will send the Mienshao and all the cards attached to it back into the deck, and then I'm going to promote the Pokédoll, so if they do decide to put the Weezing up, then we at least have an option to deal with it. Double Pidgeotto in play this early is pretty good, but obviously if the Weezing comes up, which it is going to, then we don't have the ability to use them, which is not ideal, but it's fine. I can live with this. This is not a problem at all. It's like part of the thing, like maybe we should have gone for another Mienfoo on the bench, but if we had have done that, then would we have been able to get an attack off anyway? Like, our hand isn't great. We are going to be slowed substantially by this Weezing, but every turn our opponent attacks with Weezing, they're not attacking with Eternatus, they're not doing anything really, and there's only so many Pokédolls that they can go through before they have to start taking knockouts on actual Pokemon. And as soon as we get these Weezings out of the way, then we should be good. Because I figure, as soon as we get rid of the 2 Weezing, which I'm assuming this deck only plays 2, then we should be good to go. Our opponent's ripping through the deck as well. They're already down to 19 cards in deck. If they keep going at this rate, we might just win by deck out. So, you know, I can live with that. Just looking at this hand, I'm like, what do you think? I hope I top deck a supporter. Because at this point, it looks like it's the only way that I'm going to be super successful. I mean, I don't know. Or a Marnie. I'm just realizing that recently, Marnie has been a big savior card for me. I've seen lots of, not bad hands, but average hands disappear into... Okay, well, I was going to say good ones. I mean, at least we could use boss's orders to use Airmail here if we want to. Like, I mean, that's possible. Whether we want to do that or not is another question. We may actually have to. We'll see here. Our opponent still hasn't taken a prize. They've removed 2 Pokédolls, but they've not taken a prize yet. I think... I think the boss actually is a good idea here. Because it could slow them down as well. Let's Airmail. We've got a Professor's Research off of that Airmail, so this is actually quite fantastic. We can quick ball away a Reset Stamp. Unfortunately, we will need to get rid of that. We'll grab the Mienfoo, which we can attach the the Rapid Strike energy to. And then we can... Well, we can research next turn, obviously. Because I used Boss this turn. But that's fine, because we still have access, and if they do want to go back into the Weezing, we've at least given ourselves a chance to get the Mienshao next turn. So pretty good. I'm not upset. They're going to go for a Professor's Research. That means they are not taking a knockout this turn, and they could have tried with the boss. They didn't have any energy or a way to switch, to be fair. So yeah, that Absol's quite frustrating, but obviously it's only on basic Pokemon, and even if it was on stage 1s, then the Weezing in the active would actually turn it off, so not too bad for us. Having 50 damage on it is not a problem, and look at that, we've actually top decked Level Ball as well, so we can play this. We can grab the Mienshao, And this guarantees that we get the knockout. Well, we could just get a Pidgeotto, actually. Because, I mean, we're about to do pretty much everything that we want to do anyway, right? We're going to research into the Mienshao, because that's the way this deck works. And the Pidgeotto could be better later anyway. There's the Mienshao. Told you it would happen. Should have just guaranteed it. It was too risky. We can throw down the Mienshao. If we want, we can play down another Mienfoo. And then I think we're good to just retreat and attack. I don't think there's anything else that we really need to do. Obviously, the Absol not affecting us here. Spinning Whip taking the knockout on the Weezing. And now our Altaria is actually unkillable in the active. I don't think that our opponent's Eternatus deck will run any cards that have the option of taking a knockout on this Altaria, apart from a coin flip on Zigzagoon for 2 energy, and 3 energy on Absol. So I'm feeling like this Altaria is a safe bet in the active. They could Venomous Fang and poison me, but that would take 3 or 4 turns for me to be knocked out. So it's not likely going to happen, which I'm happy about. They're Marnieing us into 2 cards that we require, but they're going to Boss's Orders out the... Oh, they reset Stamp, not Marnie. My apologies. They are going to boss out the Mienfoo, which is unfortunate, because it was the only one that we had. If we had a second, I would have felt much more comfortable. But that's okay. It just means that we don't attack this turn. We can just use our Pidgeotos and go from there. It's not the end of the world. I'm not upset. It's going to be fine. We'll just wait and see how this turn plays out. Beyond just taking a knockout, our opponent's down to 4 cards, by the way. So I'm 99% sure that we're going to win this game regardless. They need to attack 6 times and only have 4 cards to draw. So, you know, I feel pretty confident about this one. The deck's kind of not really worked as well as it could have, but it is doing the job, which is the key. We can promote the Altaria here, and now we're kind of in a position where we can just kind of cruise along. I don't think that there's too much stress here at all. Let's airmail. Oh, actually, no, we can... no, we should airmail. We don't need to research. We don't need to go crazy. Let's grab the U-turn board. That is definitely a card that I want to consider having for later. That Quick Ball, also very good. Means that I can Quick Ball. I'll probably get rid of the Pidgey here to grab another Mienfoo. On the off chance that we do have a chance to attack again. I'll attach an energy, I'll attach the U-turn board, and then I will pass, because I forgot about the tool scrapping thing on the Eternatus. Whoops. Oh well. Doesn't matter. They're going to boss anyway, so they're just going to boss up the Mienshao. Okay, so this Mienfoo is dead. We are now playing for a victory via deck out. They've used 3 boss, so I think we just play the Doll into the active. Now we can probably afford to just research. We don't really need to attack anymore. That Marnie is definitely a good card. I am looking for a boss, though. If we could find a boss, if I have one left off of this airmail, that would be handy. I'll grab the Incense, because then we can use another potential Pidgeotto, maybe? Yep, we do. Beautiful. We can grab that. And then we can just keep drawing cards. We've got so many cards compared to our opponent, and we've got Marnies as well, so I'm 99% sure that we are going to win this game. That Boss's Orders, if we do get to keep this hand, which I imagine we will, should be able to win us the game, because they've just wasted 2 of their energies on an Absol on the in the attempt to knock out the Altaria that we have. So I cannot imagine that our opponent is going to have a way out of this one. But it's a bit of a shame, because I haven't really gotten the chance to show off the Mienshao and the Mienfoo in this particular matchup. So I definitely will play another one, and hopefully we can get some attacks off. I think that's going to be the key. Our opponent is just playing themselves completely out of this game here. Yeah, I don't know why you would do that. Now I don't even need to play boss. Now I can just play Marnie, because they only have 4 cards left. So our opponent's just given us the game, which is kind of them. We appreciate it. We'll just promote whatever. Altaria is fine. And then we will play Marnie and win the game. Yes, I am aware that I will have less cards in my hand than I had before. So there we go. We shuffle our opponent's hand to their deck. They draw 4 cards. And then we just click the pass button and win the game. Now, I was talking about an average start before. This time we've got the same exact average start. Except this time, instead of 2 Pidgeys, we have 1. So I don't know what to do about this. We are likely going to have to use our research next turn. We could be brave and Birdkeeper into a Pidgey. We'll wait and see what we top deck. And I think we're actually up against the Eternatus again, so we've given ourselves a chance to use Mienshao to take some prizes here. And if we can do that, then I will be satisfied. I'll consider that knocked off of the list of decks that I was supposed to play. Also, since I'm on Mienshao now, Mienshao is actually one of the 4 pre-release kit decks for Battle Styles. What I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking of making the first 4 decks that I make for Chilling Reign the 4 pre-constructed Pokemon that came with the pre-release decks for Chilling Reign. So that would be Gardevoir, Dugtrio, Cinderace, and Inteleon. So if you are interested in seeing those 4 Pokemon utilized in decks as the first 4 decks that I play for the Chilling Reign format, let me know down below. I will set up a poll in the next week or 2. Well, not 2, because that's when the decks come out. But I will set that up at some point. Oh, Mienfoo for the top deck's really good. Yes, Bucket, I know. I can hear you at the window. At the door, even. I think we just pass, right? We could Birdkeeper, but I don't think we need to. I think this is fine. So yeah, my plan is to do that. I'll set up a poll in the next week. It'll be on YouTube and Twitter. If you want to follow on Twitter, it is down below in the description. If you haven't already liked the video, then do that. And we will vote on which one I am going to do first. But I think that the best one to do first is Gardevoir, because I think that Gardevoir of the 4 looks the most exciting. So I'm going to give that one a crack first, unless it is overwhelmingly positive response for one of the other 3 Pokemon. So yeah, that's just a bit of an insight into what I'm doing. I'm still looking at a couple of other cards from Battle Styles that I haven't had a chance to look at yet. I'm going to be doing Aegislash in the next couple of days. I've got, what else am I doing? Colossal as well is coming up. Sandaconda, always a popular one. And then I've got a couple of other fun decks that I'm looking at. There's a Sizzler deck that I'm going to do, and a bunch of other stuff. So it's exciting. We've got the top deck. The Rapid Strike energy off the top is very, very nice. We can Birdkeeper into the Mienshao. And we've found a Pokédoll and a Swablu. So look at this. Everything's actually coming up pretty nicely here. We'll Spinning Whip to take the knockout on the Absol and then promote either the Swablu or the Pokédoll. I think the Mew is actually fine, to be honest, because I kind of want that off of my bench. Yes, beeping. I understand. God, Jimmy Jillikers. Yeah, because I want the Mew off of the bench, because, you know, it's not going to do anything in this matchup, really. Like, honestly, what's it going to do? Nothing. So we'll get rid of it. Marnie. Acceptable. Would have liked to have kept the Altaria, though. This is going to be a very interesting Marnie. This could make or break this game. Okay, yeah. No, that's fine. I can live with that. So a Mienfoo and an attachment and a Marnie is good. The Mienshao is a bit frustrating, but that's fine. We can utilize that later. And yeah. So yeah, I'm very excited for Chilling Reign. Since this video is... I don't think this video is going to be the type of video that gets a crazy viewership of new people. So if you're currently watching, if you're still watching, you're the type of person that watches this stuff all the time. So I figured that whilst we're playing, we may as well just talk about what the future holds. The next couple of weeks could be tough when it comes... Oh, Pidgeotto off of the top deck is so good! Then we can use the Rapid Strike Energy and Marnie. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks. Things are moving quite nicely in the old personal life at the moment. So hopefully we can get some more. Oh, the Altaria off of the airmail. Hopefully we can get some more videos going. I'm not committing though to daily uploads because daily uploads are insane. Frankly, I'm going to do my best to get as many videos out as I can, but that's only because I want to. I've tried doing daily uploads in the past, and it is absolutely brutal. Even putting this video out today was a little bit tough, because I was kind of like, I don't know if I already had the games, kind of the first game set up, and I'm like, I don't know, do I want to do it? We'll see. It's whatever. Just ignore me. I'm just going insane over here. What's going on? I've missed a lot. Dreadend. So, they're taking the knockout. We've got the Mienshao on the bench. We've got the Mienfoo on the bench. We've got the Mienshao in hand with our level ball. And we also have... Oh, another quick ball is very, very good. We'll get the Mienshao. We can play that down. We can play the Pidgeotto. We can also attach the Capture Energy if we want to. Let's airmail first, though. Professor's research is very, very good here. To be honest, now I think we play the capture energy, we get a Mienfoo. Play that down, we can quick ball away the reset stamp, we definitely don't want to play that. I'll grab another Mienfoo, because the only way our momentum slows here is if our opponent bosses the only Mienfoo up. And then we just finalize our hand by grabbing this Rapid Strike energy. Now we're going to Spinning Whip for 180 damage onto this Eternatus. Plus, we also confuse something that we haven't had a chance to see just yet. This is why this deck is so strong, right? Because not only are we hitting for weakness on two really strong decks in the standard format, Eternatus and also Pikarom, but we confuse the attacker, and especially against Eternatus, this is so good because it means that they are forced to maneuver between multiple attackers, which this deck doesn't really like to do. So I consider that a big win. What I don't like is the fact that our entire hand was just removed, but they've conceded, so it's fine, I can live with that. So let's talk, after that win, about how this deck actually ranks up grade-wise. Is this one worth picking up? Well, to be honest, probably not. It's not super playable, like it's got some okay matchups, but when you think about it, Mienshau's only ever really hitting for a lot of damage into Eternatus and Pikarom. If a deck can gust quite consistently or move very quickly, it's not going to be able to keep up all the time. Like ADP, you lose. You probably lose to things like Rapid Strike Urshifu is probably a loss. You know, those kind of decks you're going to struggle against. So playability-wise, not so good. Consistency, again, not quite as good as I would like. You need to set up 3 stage 1s, and you need to have multiple Mienfoos set up all the time so that you can consistently cycle through them. Otherwise, you are really heavily relying on whether your opponent can get themselves going or not. Value-wise, though, it's pretty good. You can get this deck relatively cheap. It's not, like, crazy easy, because Altaria, obviously, is one of those cards that might be a touch difficult to pick up, but Mienshao is obviously a super easy to come across regular rare from this last set, so there are plenty floating around. Fun-wise, I'll give it a C. It was a good time. Like, I had a nice time. It was an average kind of experience. You had some good times and bad, you know, it's whatever. I'm giving this deck a C-. It's just good enough to not be bad. Right? That's the way I feel about this deck. It's just not quite bad enough for me to say that it is bad, right? It's not a D deck, but it is definitely not good. It's fun-ish, but not good. So we've come to the end. Thank you very much, as usual, to all of my channel members, in particular the ones on the far left, Dadbod and Azazel. Thank you very much for your continued exceptional support. Fernando Yolo, Stephen, Agent Abel, Austin Josiah, Leaf Devourer, Robsy, Brad Shings, Brad, Justin and Crocotaku Gaming. Appreciate your patronage, as well as all of the Mega Sableyes over there on the right-hand side. If you would like to become a member, there's a join button down below, as well as a link in the description. It costs less than a cup of coffee every month. If you want to chuck a buck my way to make sure that the videos keep on coming, I would genuinely appreciate that. Otherwise, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming along, and hopefully you've enjoyed this one. I'll see you next time for more from the Sableyes.